I want to ask you a little bit about Jared Goff, just because we really have enjoyed watching him this year, and just the yin to the yang of the Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. What kind of guy is he? What is he like?
Well, I think when you look at Jared, I think what's tremendous about him is that he's one of these guys that immediately when he walks in a room and he's a part of a locker room, everybody in that locker room wants to win for this guy. They just feel endeared to him because he's just such a lovable guy. He's such a huge heart. His character's so rare. I mean, you never see him ever want to offend or object or do anything. Sometimes you almost want him to speak his mind more because you're like, dude, just say whatever it is you feel, because he cares so much about everybody around him. And I think that he's one of those that really, truly appreciates the opportunity to just play in this league and to even be a part of it. And that's his heart and his passion to be one of those guys. And I think that to me is what separates him. I was saying when you watch this Lions-Rams game, even for somebody like me who's obviously, I'm affiliated with the Rams, I'm obviously rooting for the Rams. It was like rooting against the most lovable character of all time, and like Jared Goff and John Wayne. It's like, who do you want to pick? Because Matthew Stafford is like John Wayne. He's this bad dude who's an awesome guy. He's the baddest cowboy there is, to where he's so tough. He's such a dynamic guy. Has all the different weapons and arm angles you can ever imagine. And he's just like a guy's guy in that sense. And then Jared Goff's like, man, here's this dude that you love. You just, man, his heart, his passion for the community, for his city, for being a part of something bigger than him is so rare and unique for a guy that's in his limelight and his position, that it's like, man, how could you not root for both of these guys at the same time?
And yet you mentioned on Rich's show earlier on Tuesday that he walked around a lot of the time with a chip on his shoulder, whether it was in the locker room or the golf course or what have you. And I'm wondering how that plays into how he is out on the field.
Yeah, I think that, what I mean by that is that he's kind of those guys, like if it's a hole in the golf course where, he feels like he just hit a great shot and just got up on you, like he's chippy, like you're going to hear it. He's going to mouth about it. He's going to be confident about himself. He almost has like this little annoying swagger about how good he just did something. And it's the same way on the football field, but it's just not how he's going to, really, I think he's really conscious of, I don't ever want guys around me to think it's just about me. It's about all of us. And I think that's what's at the forefront of his mind all the time. So behind the scenes, you get to hear a little more of his personality. And when he's fired up to make a throw, or like I always laugh as a left tackle, like I can sometimes hear, whether they throw a ball and they're like, ooh, that's a good, I can hear them like kind of compliment themselves sometimes. So it's like, you can hear that little chatter in certain elements in stadiums. And so I think that is that chippiness. He has a little of that, but you don't necessarily see that in the media, because I think he's so conscious of like, never want to put his team in a bad situation, never want to put his PR person in a bad situation, his head coach. Like he's one of those people who's literally almost overthinking all the time.
Very well educated.
I don't ever want to offend or put anybody in a bad position.
Of course he's thinking. He's well educated.
Check out new episodes of What the Football with Suzy Shuster and Amy Trask every Tuesday. Watch us on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page, or follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.